They say once a cheater, always a cheater. But when you talk about sports, the scenario is not quite the same. In sports, you get the chance to redeem yourself with a season full of honest play, and maybe that's what this team was going for. Today, let's talk about how America's most hated team won the World Series for the first time after the cheating scandal. Without further ado, let's jump right into it, starting with the first win after the scandal.
McCormick out of nearby Westchester, Pennsylvania. Swung on and missed.
The Astros finally got back to the winner's circle on Saturday night 2022 after losing the World Series in 2019 and 2021. This came after years of being in the news for the sign-stealing incident. Houston won the World Series for the second time in team history with a 4-1 victory in Game 6 against the Philadelphia Phillies. They swept their first two playoff series after a 106-win regular season. It wasn't easy going for the Astros in the World Series. They fell down early in both Games 1 and 3, losing by scores of 1-0 and 2-1 respectively. After that, however, they won 3 games in a row, including Game 4 with a no-hitter. In Game 6, they won the series after coming back from a 1-0 deficit due to a monstrous home run by Yordan Alvarez. And if you haven't gotten a good look at it yet, we suggest you do because it was absolutely mind-blowing. Anyway, that put Houston in the lead to stay, and their bullpen closed out the game to win the championship 5 years after their last victory in 2017, followed by why the win was crucial.
To me about how if your mind's not clear, the ball is a full moon and it was glistening.
Moreover, the victory was significant since it was Dusty Baker's first title as a manager. Baker has been the head coach of many clubs throughout the course of his lengthy career, with success at each location. His teams lost the World Series in 2002 and 2021 under his management, therefore he still didn't get a ring. Given the sign-stealing activities and the overall success the Astros have enjoyed in recent years, it's possible that this World Series victory won't be warmly celebrated. It's difficult to put down their 2022 squad, however. They had a successful regular season and then went on an incredible 11-2 run through 3 playoff series to win the championship. Up next, here's what's next for the Houston team. The Astros might feel that a chapter in their bleak, rebellious history has finally come to an end with this event. Even if the squad were to win the title again after the controversy, it wouldn't be enough to silence the booing or remove the stigma of the 2017 team's ethical breach. But it will make the rest of baseball take notice of the Astros, who are beginning to look like a dynasty. While Bregman and other highly picked batters pushed their club to fame at the beginning, the cycle of local international free agents has become just as dangerous. While Houston's infrastructure is still among the best in the league, it's possible that might soon change. Their plan to expand their plot into a trilogy may call for an additional set of heroes and villains to take charge in future episodes. Moving on to the contracts. In 2023, neither Baker nor Click will have a contract. Baker, 73 years old, celebrated his victory after the game, but gave the impression that he isn't planning on retiring anytime soon. Jim Crane, the team owner, has promised to talk about the players' futures this week. Reports have surfaced suggesting that Click, the general manager brought in from the Tampa Bay Rays to keep things moving after the scandal, may be on his way out. Several key personnel have left in recent weeks, including regime-bridging assistant general manager Pete Patilla, who has joined the San Francisco Giants, and foreign scouting impresario Oz Ocampo, who the Miami Marlins have promoted. Also not signed up for next season is Justin Verlander. The AL Cy Young Award frontrunner entered free agency only days after winning his second World Series ring, having returned from Tommy John surgery at age 39 and first personal World Series win. So what's next? If the Astros front office has its way, the club that takes the field may look quite similar to the one that does in the locker room. The squad has secured Bregman, Altuve, and Alvarez for the foreseeable future thanks to long-term contracts. Free agency is still a way off for both P and Kyle Tucker, the underappreciated all-star who caught the last out. If Verlander leaves, a good 5-man rotation led by Valdez would still be possible. Anyone playing in Houston in 2023 will have a target painted on their back. That, however, has been the case for quite some time, and it hasn't slowed them down one bit. Not to mention some insight on the mind-blowing run by Alvarez. The winning run was capped by a soaring go-ahead home run from Yordan Alvarez. Fans in the stadium's capacity audience of 42,948 erupted into a frenzy, waving orange rally towels as Alvarez's 450-foot home run in the 6th inning faded out of sight. Astros starter Framber Valdez leapt and yelled passionately from the bench. With that, the Astros defeated the Phillies 4-1 in Game 6 and won the World Series. In his 25th season as manager, Baker won his first championship. He had been with the Astros for the last 3 years, recruited after the sign-stealing incident that had lost the jobs of previous manager A.J. Hinch and general manager Jeff Luhnow, and created Houston baseball's most hated franchise. Baker, at 73 years old, is the oldest manager manager ever to win a title. He's also the only one to have led a team to the World Series in both his managerial and playing roles. After Nick Castellanos' flyout ended, the Houston coaching and training staff surrounded Baker, jumped up and down, and chanted, "Dusty, Dusty, Dusty," before joining the players on the field. He hit a home run that went over the fence in a straightaway center 40 feet over the field's background to make the score 3-1. It was the Cuban slugger's first hit since the opening 2 playoff games. Later in the 8th, Christian Vasquez added an insurance run with an RBI single, upping the score to 4-1. This is Valdez's second series victory. Only minutes had passed since he had thrown his last pitch in a 6-inning, 9-strikeout performance. Let's take a look at the highlights of the game. First off, the home stretch. The score was finally 4-1 in favor of the Astros, and Dusty Baker had turned the game over to his bullpen. Against one of the strongest and deepest bullpens in a long time, the Phillies didn't have much luck mounting a late comeback. Moreover, it's worth noting that all 3 of the Astros' playoff home runs hit by Yordan Alvarez had come after the 6th inning when they were down. Already the only player in postseason history to blast 2 come-from-behind home runs in the 6th inning or later in his career, he has now done it 3 times in a single playoff. Next, the yard by Kyle. Through 5 innings, Framber Valdez had already been dominant for the Phillies, striking out 8 batters. However, all it took was one swing from Kyle Schwarber to break the scoreless tie. For his 3rd World Series home run and 6th in the playoffs overall, Schwarber blasted a 2-2 sinker on the inside corner into the right field seats. So the tried and true 3rd time through the list rule applies once again. It was just the 2nd home run allowed by Valdez this season, and the first to a left-handed hitter that he had given up at home since July 3rd. Zach Wheeler, who has thrown 62 pitches without any trouble through 5 innings, had to face the heat for the rest of the match. What's more, the wonders of the lineup. The Astros pitching staff was perhaps the best in baseball history, with future Hall of Famer Justin Verlander, unhittable curveballer Framber Valdez, invisiballer Christian Javier, and a monster bullpen full of power arms. The staff allowed only 1 run in 6 innings of Game 6 and finished the playoffs with a 2.29 ERA, while holding the Phillies to a 163 average. In each of the 4 playoff games he started for the Astros, they won and stunned the world. Finally, the achievements for Baker. The first World Series championship for Dusty Baker's team is within reach. In 2002, he was here with the Giants, but the Angels won the series' last 2 games despite a 5-0 Giants lead in Game 6. As a manager, he ranks 10th all-time in terms of victories. 8 players have entered the Hall of Fame before him, but they all had World Series rings to show for it. Many in the sports industry will be cheering for Baker and the Astros for some time now. This was a huge milestone for the team, especially considering the fact that they were hated by many all over the states. And come on, we don't really blame the people. After all, the squad was caught in one of the biggest cheating scandals. The jury is still out right now on whether the people have truly forgotten the team, or do they need to bring more wins under their belt to gain the trust of the people. All we can do is wait and see how it pans out. And that's a wrap for this video. So what did you think of this win? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you at the next one.